All right, man. We got my boy Quincy Beats
In
the studio.
What's happening?
And this is the Why We Create podcast, man. It's your boy Wavy. Hope everyone's staying healthy out there. Like I said, we got the legendary producer, rapper, and actor as well. We'll find out more about that. Quincy Beats in the studio, man. How you feeling, bro?
I am feeling great, man. I'm blessed.
Great to have you here, man.
Great to be
Appreciate
here,
you
man.
stopping by.
Man, I'm appreciative of the invite, most definitely.
Hell yeah,
most definitely.
Hell yeah, man. Well, yeah, we're just gonna start out. I fucking put some shit on my. I had some notes on my iPhone, but I'm gonna just go off the dome right here,
Yes,
just talking. But yeah, man. So known you as a rapper and producer. Well, first off, let me start from Long Beach, California.
LBC.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
So yeah, let's talk about that, man. That's amazing. You really repping Long Beach, like, fucking. You born and raised
man.
here.
Born and raised, man. Like, Long Beach is such a cool place. I know I have my own personal experiences in Long Beach, but I feel like just on a global scale, Long Beach is a very underrated part of California, or in just
I would agree so as well.
The history of California, because when people talk about California, they talk about, San Francisco, they talk about, Hollywood, they talk about LA, but they always forget to mention Long Beach. They may even talk about Compton. Compton gets shout outs. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
They never talk about Long Beach. Long Beach has produced some of the greatest and most influential people. Even at one point, fucking Bruce Lee had to fight in Long Beach. No cap.
No way. What?
Look it up.
Oh shit. Yeah, we gonna have to
look
talk
it
about.
up. I believe the year was 1963.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yes, he fought like by the beach or some shit. And that's like the fight that really made people like pay attention to him and shit. Like for real, like. But yeah. Enough about Bruce Lee.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Long Beach is it's an intense place.
Yeah, man.
Its own spirit.
It's got own spirit, own culture, man. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Like I was telling you before, really like my second home, dude. I love Long Beach. But like you were saying, you were born and raised. Like you told me before that you're like a first generation, like California native type of thing.
Yeah, and it's crazy because me and a bunch of my cousins are like, I guess, well, at least on my mom's side, they're from the South, in Georgia, and they did like a lot of my uncles and aunts, starting with like my parents, so my my aunties and uncles and my grandma, they generation.
Right.
Did like after they had their kids already in Georgia, they did a mass like uprooting and just like took their kids or if they didn't have kids yet, started to have kids in California. Just moved their kids. They already had moved their families, had families of 5, families of 6.
Wow.
Just moved them. Or even like there's even cases where they lived their whole life there. That after high school, since they already had family out here, they just shipped them out here. Right.
Yeah.
So that's how like we at least my mom's side ended up out here. Then on my dad's side, my pops is from Chicago.
Yeah.
And, after he graduated from high school, he joined the military, and he was what's it called? He was in San Diego at the I believe Pendleton, and through there.
Oh yeah, they have like a base over there. Yeah.
Through there, he was traveling Long Beach and ran up on my mom, and I'm here.
Yeah. And that was it, man. Wow, bro, that's amazing. That's so. It's dope to see you repping Long Beach and also being like born and raised. Like, it's like I said, man. Definitely love Long Beach and the culture, and I feel like Long Beach definitely needs to have its like line, like the light shown on it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to it that like people, because me being up from Northern California, that people don't really know about, bro. Like we were talking about before, so. For real,
and it's crazy. You gotta be here to really get it. Definitely.
Yeah, you gotta experience it firsthand.
You gotta be here to really like, oh,
yes, sir.
And then have that appreciation for it, because it's a lot of shit that goes down. But if you're not like hands and feet on there, you know what I mean? You like, oh shit, I could pull up right there, because Long Beach, I like to describe it as the biggest small city.
Man, I would agree, man.
It's the biggest
that's a
small
great way
city.
to put it. That's a great way.
It's the biggest small city, but
Yes.
you can't stop in Southern Cali without stepping foot in Long Beach. You can't. We have a whole beach. You know what I mean? People
Definitely.
gonna want to pull up and feel that vibe. Only thing is, unlike Seal Beach, unlike Manhattan Beach, unlike these other beaches, we're hood as shit.
No, I would say, bro, like for me being like an outsider and then coming to live here, because it has a big skate vibe too. Because me being a skateboarder, it's like has that skateboard culture to it. It literally to me is like it's its own thing, but it's like a mix of that LA like city and then also the like how Huntington Beach, it's like a beach city.
Yeah.
It's like a beach city, but it's like LA at the same time.
Yeah.
But then it's its own thing, you know? But that's kind of why I love it, is because it's that perfect mix of like a little bit of beach culture, but a little bit, it's hood too, you know? And then it has all these different things to it, bro.
Chaos,
Yeah, yes, definitely. It's a melting pot, really.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
You could be
different types of people. Just gonna make sure we're still going. All right, perfect.
You could be at the beach for sure and hear some foul shit go down. Like,
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm looking at the waves right now.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Or just the,
and so many different people like doing different things.
Yeah. But not to shit on it. And since I'm shitting on it, maybe we need to organize a beach cleanup. I don't know. But like, the quality of it at times is like, fuck.
Definitely,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I did see like, shout out to, I don't even know, I forget their names, but it was like some type of weed. A bunch of weed companies that were actually going out to Long Beach, like to the beach and like doing beach cleanups.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have to
we
put that in
need
like
it,
the
man. We definitely need it.
bio or some support.
I never sit here and try to like. I never sit on here and shit on it, and then not try to be part of a solution for
Definitely.
it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm gonna at least try to throw in the atmosphere that I will. Try to attempt to at least, if not organize one, if somebody's already organized one, I'll pull up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not above that. I'm definitely not above that.
Same. But yeah, man. So, like, I remember the first time I didn't necessarily meet you, but I went to one of your events that it was at. It was Rocket was there too. He performed as well. It was
Lightning in a Bottle.
Yeah, it was like it was like an album release party, right? Yeah. And what is that place?
Play Nice.
Play Nice.
Yeah, I was low-key on that night.
Play Nice. Sorry, y'all. I'm fucking lit. I'm forgetting shit. Yeah. Yo, yeah. No, I remember seeing you. I'm like, yo, I didn't know what. Like, were you? I was like, bro, is bro like a DJ rapper?
What is his dude
like,
doing?
because I knew you were like the main thing, so I was like, dope, like. And yeah, that was a dope night, dude. Everybody did their thing, like
man.
Fucking
Dell performed.
Yeah. And Ankle performed with Rocket a little bit too. So yeah, shout out Ankle too.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was great. That was great, man. But yeah, that was the first time I like was kind of introduced to your stuff.
Yeah.
But what I know, cause like I'd heard you were a producer and a rapper. What started first? Were you producing first, or like was rapping first? And then I remember. You can get to it as well as like you were saying you were doing some acting stuff, which I had no idea until you just told me before we started off air.
Yeah, I've never even told these stories. This is
great. This is crazy.
This is great. Great content.
Get that why we create. You know what it is.
First. You heard it.
You heard it here first.
But yeah, like I'll take it from the Genesis. How I got into music was just like growing up. I went to church dumb heavy. But like being in like a black church, there's that certain vibe that's just like so rich. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just straight to die for. Like I remember the band at one point being so crisp and me being involved in the church so heavy. I was in like the children's choir. But me being interested in music so much and how music was put together, I'd be sitting in the back row of the choir stand just staring at the musicians, not even singing along. Until one day, the guitarist played for the church. He was talking to my mom and was like, hey, yo, he keeps staring at me. He may be interested in some music. Through there, I start getting guitar lessons. So I start playing guitar and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And then, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't really on some professional shit. You know what I mean? So it kind of fell off. He was on some, like, janky promoter shit. All love, all due respect. You know what I mean? But it was, you know what I mean? It was some nigga shit. It fell through on some janky promoter shit.
So with the guitar, were you, like, learning that from him? Or were you kind of learning?
He was teaching me. Yeah, he was
literally
giving me guitar lessons. But I pull up to his crib and shit, like, learn it in his apartment. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was teaching me literally how to play guitar. Bought my first guitar, you know what I mean, and shit. And I'm left-handed. He showed me where to buy a left-handed guitar and shit. I was getting it in, right? But yeah, from there, like, when it all fell through, that's age probably 8. Mm-hmm. By that time, I come from a household where we watch televisions and movies religiously. Let me see. We watch televisions and movies religiously. My father is a movie buff.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Movie and comic book buff, dude.
Oh, comic books too? Oh, wow.
Bro, movie and comic book buff. It's crazy because, man, just seeing all this Marvel shit come to life and watching
Definitely.
And
how does he feel about all that? Yeah.
Us,
he must be just loving
you should see our text message threads and just goofy nerd shit that we send each other, bro. But it's just it's crazy because he literally has boxes and boxes of comic books from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Damn. Bro, you open up these comic books, they got ads from like motherfucking Men in Black 1 and shit. They got ads from like, you know, or retro like Spider-Man when he had the armpit, the underarm net. You know what I mean? That shit, but in print. Like that shit is nuts. But my pops is a big movie buff. So naturally, I was just into acting, and on top of that, we're deep into comedy. My dad being from the Midwest, being from Chicago, he was in a Richard Pryor. So with that being said, I started being into just comedy.
Yeah.
Tough, like tough, super tough. Like watching the Martin Show, watching fucking Jamie Foxx show every episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To the point where I know what name of an episode it is, and I can tell you the synopsis of what happened during the Jamie Foxx show. You know what I mean? Oh, at that part, that's gonna happen. That's hilarious. You know what I mean? And just any episode of the Jamie Foxx show, to the point where I watched the movie Ray, and that was like one of the first times I had seen like a black dude play like piano properly. Classically,
right,
well polished and trained, and he was being respected for it. And I was like, oh shit. And he was doing that in like the 60s. I could make a killing doing that. And then I always had an old soul, so we was listening to like, always listen to like whatever my mom listened to, because there was no aux cord back in the day.
Right,
you know
of course,
I mean?
yeah, of course.
Your fucking main way of transportation, your mama car, your dad car.
Yeah.
This shit keep going out. Let me see the ashtray. But yeah, like, you know what I mean? So just being in that environment, grew up on hella, literally the shit I sample now. Like, grew up on hella, like, just
that, like, soulful
R&B,
and, like,
Yeah, like Stevie Wonder, fucking, Tony.
I could definitely, from listening to your music, I could definitely see that, from the sampling and everything, for sure.
And then, so through that, I'm blending these two worlds together. And then my brother, I have an older brother who at the time, he's damn near 10 years older than me. So the time, he's in high school while I'm a really young.
Yeah.
Right? But me, being his only brother, he's treated me as an equal. So he's passing me down high school game. He's passing me down high school game.
That's a really young
to a first grader.
Yeah.
To a second grader. You know what I mean? So he's like, yo, this is the type shit to listen to. I remember when albums were so tight. This is how I knew an album was good as a child. If my pops had it in his leather CD case, and if my brother had his own copy in his room.
The CD cases,
you know what I mean? And I remember certain albums being that dope. I remember, this is a segue too. The Justified album. When Justin Timberlake's Justified album came out, motherfucking my pops had it in his car.
Yeah.
And I remember us being in Georgia and shit, listening to that album. And then my brother had that shit in his room. And he always used to listen to it too. And then by that time, cable was like blossoming and shit, we had the motherfucking music video channel, the VH1 like soul channel and shit, where they played 24-hour dedicated to R&B music videos, right? Justin Timberlake's Senorita video comes on. I see Pharrell on the drums, Chad on the keys, and now this is different from Ray. This is now I'm seeing dudes that look like they walk, dudes that look like my neighbor, the dudes that look like my cousins, dudes that look like my friends I hang out at school playing instruments. Now this is starting to become more tangible to me. And then 2 weeks later, I'm watching the MTV Hip Hop channel and I see the Grindr video and I'm like, hey, whoa. These are the same two dudes who's in the Justin Timberlake video. And then another week, I'm watching the Holla Back Girl, and and then I'm asking my brother, like, what's up with these dudes? He's like, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, you remember that jacket I got the other day, the BBC shit? That's Pharrell and da-da-da-da-da. And this is NERD, bro. This is like, they produce music. This is like 2000, this is like right when Lord Willin' came out. Because I remember Mr. Me Too wasn't even out yet, because I remember us waiting for Mr. Me Too to officially to be dropped, because that shit was only on MySpace. So this is when the first shit came out. I'm only, mind you, at this time I'm only like fucking 6, 7, but I'm such a at this point it's some like student of the game shit. You know what I mean? I got an appreciation for this shit now, because at the time I was like X'd out. You know what I mean? As a kid, because as a 6-year-old you're into motherfucking what's the shit called? Tetherball. You're into, you know what I mean?
All those different things.
Whatever
as a
the
kid.
fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I was interested in producing music. You know what I mean? I was doing talent shows in the 4th grade dressed up as Jimi Hendrix. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
and acting like I was burning my guitar, and people are like, what the fuck is this kid on?
Yeah, definitely. Like, so I know you were like inspired. When did you start like producing or like rapping or anything like that?
That came about, rapping, I've been rapping, like, it's not corny, but it's like, I've been writing rap since little. Like, everybody writes little bullshit raps, but I never thought, and even when people told me growing up, because multiple people even told me growing up, oh man, you should rap, that'd be dope. I always thought, man, what the fuck am I gonna rap about? But then at that time,
did you like freestyle and do stuff like that?
I was always a freestyler. Like, my freestyle shit was stupid. Like, it's crazy because I kind of lost the spontaneous type freestyle. My shit is more like calculated. Now I could go to booth and like lay down a 16 or make a song.
Making music,
But like back then I was on some like off the chart shit. Like my friends would tell you, I'd be in the whip, literally freestyle for a whole song. Like they throwing an instrumental and I'm just going off about random shit. Just like, damn, how is he doing this? I don't know. And it just came out the blue. Like right after I graduated from high school. And then I just started, and then with the beat shit, like, then that's when I started tapping back into, like, writing, like, doing, like, back and forth and shit, just the freestyling and the writing. So that's how the rapping came about. But on the producing side, I started producing the summer before I went to the 11th grade. The summer before I went to the 11th grade. And that shit was, like, a light bulb going off in my head, because it was the thread between I want to be an entertainer, I don't want to have the recognition and the burden of being an actor, because that, in my eyes, that looks grueling. Like the labor, you know what I mean? That's grueling to live a Tom Cruise life. Yeah, that's very demanding.
It's even, a whole,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, whole different.
That's physically
lifestyle.
And mentally demanding. Yeah. So you know what I mean? I'm cool on that. And then what's that called? And then like, so I was like, then it incorporates music, which is another thing I like. So it's like, I might as well just put my best foot forward in this shit too. And plus, like, I wanted to play basketball. Like, growing up, my whole family would tell you, like, I was trying to be Michael Bryant, bro. I was trying to be Kobe Jordan, bro. That shit, I was really trying to do it. But like the summer before I went to the 9th grade, before tryouts, that's when everybody hit their growth spurt. Everybody hit their growth spurt. And like, niggas went from 5'1" to 6'1". Niggas went from 5'4" to 7'1". I went from 5 foot to like 5'9", bro. I showed up at tryouts getting my shit smacked around the court, and I stopped playing basketball. That's the only reason I stopped playing basketball. Yeah. I was sweet. I was sweet. Like, no cap. Like fucking, I played at King's Park, nigga. For fuck on 20th, bro. Like, real shit. That's hard. Like, that's crazy because that's like, people would be like, no, you didn't. No, you did. Like, yeah, I did. Like, you can really look it up. Like, my uncle was the coach and shit. The shit was really crazy. Because it's shit that people like, I feel like people be trying to be tough guy and shit and be like, oh, I was over here or I was over here. But to me, that's just natural. That's just the city. You gonna be over there at one point. You gonna be over there. You know what I mean? Yeah. People be trying to wear shit on their chest like a badge of honor, but it's like, bro, it's city life. Everybody's supposed to love it. You know what I mean? Good, bad, or ugly.
Definitely. Oh, here you go, fam.
I don't even know what I was fucking talking about. We was talking about producing.
Yeah. Like, just when you start producing, you said like your junior year.
This could be chopped up, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I started producing. Yeah, the summer before my junior year. My brother, like I said, my family always, like, literally, I'm a combination of my family. Like, my pops instilled in me the drive for fucking just the ambition and the sense of just entertainment and putting me on to that shit. And then my mom had just natural sound. Yeah. Like, and even her mom, my grandmother, is like, sings and shit. And she always sang in church and could near knows any song by heart, like every verse. Yeah. Like, I bet you didn't know that Amazing Grace got like 12 verses to that bitch. Like, for real. Like, damn. And like, my grandma know it by heart and shit. Like, we be in church, she'd be on like minute 15 of Amazing Grace, and we like, and really look it up and like, dang, like, Amazing Grace really goes on for like 8 minutes, but you only sing like the opening parts. You know what I mean?
So yeah, that music.
So the music is like is in me.
Yeah. Well, that definitely makes sense. Man. That's cool, man.
Yeah, man. It is, like, producer-wise, I was just always into technology. I was always had my hands on shit. I remember trying to play the drums, trying to play the guitar, of course. When Ray came out, and subsequently Jamie Foxx dropped the Unpredictable album and was going crazy, I was like, man, he's playing piano in a flyaway. I think I could be able to play piano in a flyaway. And just literally, I think that's my food. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, shit. Yeah, let me...
Hello?
Check this. Gotta get the food real quick. Take a quick break.
All right.
Yeah, so we were just talking about how you were like getting into producing. One thing I wanted to ask is like, so you were rapping before you were producing.
Yeah, but it wasn't serious whatsoever. Like, I wasn't a dude that was like in mad rap groups and shit and was like trying to impress people with raps. I was literally just not even a bystander. Anybody that knows me or has grew up with me or encountered me, like, during that process, like before I started making music, so like when I was a kid and shit, knows me to be a class clown, an awkward, goofy dude. I would do anything for a laugh. Or damn near anything for a laugh. Whether that was like pissing the teacher off, or like just like genuinely like trying to flex my talent in class, like playing the piano in front of people in class, or like, you know what I mean? I had a drama class, so I acted a scene out really good, you know what I mean? But I was a giant class clown for sure.
Really?
Yeah, giant class clown. Would get in trouble for just telling jokes. Like, I wasn't disruptive, but that's where I feel like that performance element comes from, though.
Right,
it's
right.
Just being
you were
sporadic.
Already entertaining.
It is being sporadic every day. Like, damn, how can I make the whole classroom laugh? It's not even how do I make the whole classroom laugh. I'd be over that. It's like, how do I make the whole classroom laugh at something that only I think is funny?
Right.
And still do it every day. And it's like it's like being a leader like that, being a leader in your own way. I could dominate and be the king of this classroom and leave and still get bullied by somebody that's bigger than me. You know what I mean? Like that's how dog eat dog this world is. But while I'm in here, I'm still gonna be that nigga. Like, you know what I mean? People don't think about they own domains like that. Like, there's always gonna be hierarchy and shit, but you always gotta find your shit in there, right?
Definitely. Hell yeah. Yeah, so like...
Yeah, it's just wild that I even end up rapping. Because I don't even know how, like, being a rapper is, like, literally for me, my mom, I'd rather tell my mom I was, like, a doctor. Not even a doctor. Like, I'd rather tell my mom I was selling drugs or, like, a murderer. Like, real shit than tell her I was a rapper.
Yeah.
Because at this point, that shit way more respectable.
Yeah.
Like, at least she'll send me money. You know what I mean? I tell my mama I'm a rapper. She expect me to have money. And some shit. Like, if I was in jail, she'd be sending me money. Like, that's how crazy this shit is. Like,
so like, it's very true. So, like Quincy Beats. So that's why I was like wondering, like, was it like first producing or first rapping? That's what's so interesting to me. Like,
I was getting, I had gotten like placements as a producer.
Okay,
so the name had already been Quincy Beats, and the name had been Quincy Beats since I started. Like,
since you started,
yeah, it's crazy because I know people go through like a long list of like weird names before they get to that one name. My shit was always Quincy Beats. I remember one of the homies in high school, like literally in 11th grade, we exchanged phone numbers, and he saved me in his phone as Quincy Beats, and I was like, That's hard.
Dope. That's dope. I like that. You're just like, I like that. Yeah.
That's hard. And Quincy Beats since that day. But that's always been the mentality since like at least age 16. I just like damn near marched to the beat of my own drum, metaphorically and like literally. Right?
Dope. Hell yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's super interesting. So, like, talk about your first like project.
My first project
is it the hobby?
I consider my first project two. I consider two projects to be my first project. So my first like official release was the hobby, but my first project in general was it was called Happy Birthday, and it was an EP, and that's when I fully committed to. Because going a little bit in depth about me producing, I sit here and talk about, I got a placement, or I sit here and talk about producing, but I was an amateur producer. So I wasn't producing for fucking Tupac and Biggie, you know what I mean? I was producing for whoever was close in proximity to me who wanted to rap. You know what I mean? AKA like people I went to school with, my peers, the homie at the barbershop who cousin rapped. You know what I mean? Like random motherfuckers and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trying to get on some chitlin circuit shit.
Right.
But during that process, I always found myself in the end result saying, "Man, these songs aren't as good as they have the potential to be." No disrespect. But it's like, man, these songs don't have the potential to be as good as I think they could be. So, you know, my mentor told me, you got to be the change that you want to see. So I started to be the change that I wanted to hear. Like, shit, I rap just as good, if not better, than half these people. No disrespect. Let me try my hand at this.
Yeah, that's dope.
In turn, I went through some ups and downs and whatnot. I had lost my job, fell on hard times, while all trying to get these beats off and shit. Trying to look for people to work with, trying to, you know what I mean, perfect my craft, trying to balance all this work, a day job and shit, you know, and trying to chase my dreams. And a lot of shit had fell apart and lost the job and shit. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. If I'm not going to do one thing in this life, I'm going to try to maximize on my abilities and my talent Excuse me. Thank you. These spices getting to me. Yeah. Shout out to Wingstop, Rick Ross. You know what it is, man.
Let's get the sponsor.
Man, sponsor, man. Come on.
Let's go.
And send some of them good cookies too. I know you watching. I know you watching. But what's that called? But yeah, what was I at? I had said some shit. Now I
You're
totally
talking
forgot.
about. Yeah, your mentor told you.
Yeah. But yeah. I was like, dude, like, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna maximize on my abilities, and I know that I am a decent rapper, but I make pretty good beats. And that's where, like, we could learn to format your decent rhymes.
Yeah.
Over these pretty good beats. One day, them pretty good beats gonna be excellent, and then them raps is gonna be pretty good, and then the beats is gonna be superb, and then the rap is gonna be very good. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And the beat is so important too. Yeah. So yeah, the beat is so important to the song.
The cool thing about it is you can hear that, like I said, my first project that leads into my first project. So I recorded my first project because I was like, man, fuck this. If I'm gonna put all my effort into like promoting other people and supporting being the supporting cast, I may be the starring.
You know
what I mean?
You do your own shit.
You know what I mean? Not to be selfish, but not saying that I won't produce for other people, because I still do, and I love to do it. And that's really ultimately still the goal. You know what I mean? But I was like, fuck it. I just gotta promote my own shit and just go hard on my own shit and see how far I can take it. And then I did the birthday shit, and that had like 4 songs, and that shit was sweet. And then and that was only on SoundCloud. Then I did the hobby the same year.
Gotcha.
So technically, they're like both my first project, you know.
Yeah.
So I damn near recorded them at the same time. So I did the hobby, and the hobby is like,
I like the artwork to that, man.
Yeah,
I like it's cool. It's a cool like concept.
Thank you.
Already from like me just looking at it, I didn't even have to listen to it yet.
Thank you. And it's like, man, that's how I feel like all the albums I grew up off of was like, bro, Ludacris chicken and beer. It's like he's sitting there with eating a chicken leg with a fat ass beer and a fine ass girl next to him. It's like, visually, I'ma buy this album. The Neptunes presents the clones. Them motherfuckers is back to back in outer space. Like, bro, I'ma buy this shit, whether it got some dope shit on it or not. You know what I mean? Like, visually, you want to buy, you know what I mean, good content. So I always thought that was important as well. But just the content on the hobby musically, man, I made every beat. There was only one sample, so a lot of it was originally composed, and I had the time of my life making that shit. I had the time of my life making that shit. Then after that, I released Lightning in a Bottle last year, because I only been rapping for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Really, this is like
only 2 years.
And I say 2 years like graciously,
like rapping, like you were, seriously. I'm creating projects, and
like putting out projects and
as a rapper
like,
too.
Like, and I'm saying 2 years graciously only because.
But you had been freestyling back when you were like in high school and shit like that.
Yeah, but I wasn't a rapper. You know what I mean? I'm just
right. Everyone freestyles. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Got big titties. We living in the city, like, you know what I mean? But like as an actual rapper, and I say 2 years graciously because I'm in my second year right now. It hasn't even been the second year. You know what I mean? I put out the Happy Birthday tape in January of 2018. And then put out, what's that called? The Hobby in September of 2018.
Gotcha. And then the next project, was that 2019?
Yeah.
Got it. So it was just like every year you had like the songs you were doing. Did you ever put out like singles or anything? Or you just like
I just
dropped the album?
They're like, I wouldn't say I really singles, because they're like street singles. Like, I got some, like, lost, leaked, and unleashed versions of songs on my SoundCloud. Like, my SoundCloud is, like, dirty, dude. Like, compared to like, if you're, I know you're a real fan of mine. If you dig deep into my SoundCloud, because my SoundCloud got, like, Got like 40 songs on that bitch. And that shit got the dirty shit on it. Like I was like before I found my sound and shit, you know what I mean? But those shits I feel like
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by dirty?
Cause that's like the purest form of me that you gonna get.
Right.
That's literally raw, unpolished shit. You
Got
know
you.
what I mean? All my shit, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm doing this shit like on a whim no more. You know what I mean? Everything I make is damn near calculated now. Like I don't write my shit down, but like I still try to formulate some shit. You know what I mean? Everything I do is calculated to a certain extent now.
Taught you like being calculated like that?
Just watching the game. Like I said, I'm a student of the game. I've watched, like I said, major producers. I've been watching major rappers make moves. I've seen people get on. I remember when 50 Cent was the hottest thing smoking.
Right.
You know what I mean? He got shows on ABC now. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get to.
So you still are down to hit that acting lane a little bit,
bro. I'm trying to see.
Or just owning, like producing. Like
it's not even that. It's not even like like acting. I'm just expanding. I'm ever
just
evolving.
expanding.
You know what I mean? Like I said, at one point I was all on some basketball shit. I'm trying to be on some just ever evolving shit. You never know what I might do. I'm like a fucking caterpillar. You know what I mean? You never know what I might do. For the first part of my life, this is like act 1. You know? Act 2, I may be on some whole nother other shit. Like act 1, I was just producing. Act 2, I'm rapping too. Act 3, I could be, chopping up apples with samurai swords or some Lupe Fiasco shit. You know what I mean? You never know what the person's gonna do.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
And people want to hate on him for doing that. Like that's not making him happy. You know what I mean? Like,
it's good to do different things.
Ya bozo. Like, yeah, man. But yeah, like the music shit has always been within me. So I'm gonna keep trying to put out shit out. And then we didn't even talk about the shit I dropped this year, the fucking Escape Plan.
Yeah. Was how is the Escape Plan different than the other projects? Do you feel like you progress like as like a rapper, like producer?
What do you think?
I mean, definitely. But honestly, I usually, as just in general, I always like people's old shit too, because usually there's always gems in people's old shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like your old shit too. So like, I definitely like, the old and the new shit.
Yeah.
But dude, definitely. I mean, like that's what it's all about. I feel. I
mean, I finally got to the first part. Like, the first time in my career. Well, that ceiling that I once used to just hit, I cracked it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, now I'm on to another ceiling. This is like fucking when you finally beat the first level of Super Mario.
Yeah,
then you may lose at that second level, but you at least can die and restart on number 2 instead of being at number 1 again. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm at that point. Because I could literally, not to be on no cliche shit, I could literally hear my own growth.
Right.
Like, oh shit. Like this is different. Like each project, this sound like this, that sound like that. You know what I mean? I feel like just the confidence factor and the just sonically I stepped up. Because I feel like I didn't have no content really. I feel like I had great concepts with no real destination.
Right.
Like, all my songs were real spacey. Now all of them are like, okay, this song is about this song is about that, this song is about that.
So you had your like soul influences you were talking about before, but do you have like also like rapper influences other than like Pharrell and stuff like that?
Hell yeah. Rapping wise, fucking Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Don Kennedy.
Hell yeah.
Kanye, 2 Chainz. Yeah, that's what I'll definitely be my influence. Lil Wayne, like that. Like it's funny because I find myself. It's like, man, because I be studying the game, and it's like Wayne interviews where he talking about, man, it's certain verses of mine where I feel like I'm competing with Jay-Z or I'm doing a Jay-Z impression. I literally feel like you go back, because I remember when I was recording the album, I was listening to nothing but Wayne. I was like just trying to step my bars up. I'm like, but who got
So
more?
you were getting that inspiration from that, yeah.
Who got more bars than Wayne? Like, I give credit where credit is due. I feel like that whole second verse of Rainy Days, I'm fucking. It's like a damn.
Love
near,
that song, man.
It's
yeah.
damn near a spot on Lil Wayne impression. Like, how you doing? Got them asking how you do it, nigga. Like you can hear a little, you know what I mean? It's like a Lil Wayne pocket, you know what I mean? But just in my voice and shit.
Yo, and how talk about that video too, man. Like shout out to you know, the videographer, producer too. Gold by 7, yes. Gold by 7, yeah. Killed that shit. Fucking.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
talk about that, man. That shit is dope, man. Everyone, if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. If you have seen it, go check it out again.
Yes, sir. Man.
Make sure you like that shit, subscribe.
And reshare it. Don't be afraid. But yeah, man, that shit was a fun experience. We got that shit shot in 2 days. I had this idea of, man, what if we, do a rich dad poor dad video? You know what I mean? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, we could kill that. And then my friends went above and beyond, and we got the car involved, and there you have it. And it became what it became, and it's like it had a life of its own, and that really taught me. That was my second music video, but that was my first like successful, like it hit what it was supposed to hit. It did what it was supposed to do. It was really a blessing. Yeah, really is a blessing. It's still
definitely
going on
had
right
that professional
now, you know
look for sure.
And it's still going on right now. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. I can't wait to shoot the next one. Really.
And then so like, how did you end up getting in that car and everything?
Honestly, we had shot the initial like car footage at an Audi dealership, and we were sitting around watching playback, and my friends who were like at the shoot were like, you know what I mean, this is sweet, but you don't even pull off in nothing. Like, it's don't even like how you supposed to be balling? You pulling up with all this cash around town, and you don't even pull off in a whip. Like all right. So literally, my friend ordered the Porsche like right there, rented it like on the spot. So it was like, fuck it, we shooting in the Porsche tomorrow morning. Pull back up. Reshot all the Audi scenes at Porsche, and now you got me leaning on the Porsche in the car and shit, and
crazy,
hopping over it like fucking Chris Tucker and Rush Hour and shit. Like I said, like I watch all of these comedies and shit,
classic.
Easy for me to damn near like I said, even down to the Lil Wayne shit, and even down to the piano shit. Like I didn't even talk about that. I taught myself how to play piano as a kid. Like that's how I even know how to even like make melodies and
for
shit.
Your beats,
for my beats and
so
shit.
it all connect the dots. Like,
on some Jamie Foxx shit. My mom bought me a keyboard after I was watching Ray so much when I was in the 4th grade. I didn't even know how to play. I didn't even know how to play piano.
Yeah.
She just bought this shit for me, so I just sat there and figured it out. She tried to put me in piano classes when I was in the 8th grade, but by the time I'm in the 8th grade, I already know how to play Flashing Lights and fucking some Wiz Khalifa songs. I don't need this piano class. I play by ear now.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? But that kind of fucked me up because I should have got that classical training, but I was such a dickhead that I was like on some fucking drumline shit. Like,
you want to do your own shit, yeah.
But that helped me to, start making beats. Like that mentality helped me to make beats. Like for sure.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy how this shit evolved too. This shit is super crazy because I can hear my progression as a producer. Because now that I produce for myself, I feel like, and my really end goal is to just, I don't even know. I can't even speak on it on camera really, but it's like, I want to get to a certain place, and you'll see it. You'll see it when I'm there. You got
your vision for the...
You'll see it when I'm there, and then you'll be like, I get exactly what the fuck you're talking about. Because I've seen people get it all, and once they have it all, there's something about them that's not whole no more. And you could put whoever, you know what I mean, you think it is behind this shit, but you know what I mean? Whether it's Elvis, goddamn Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown was a GOAT at one point, you know what I mean? But once you become the man, you really don't even be the man no more. Like the Drake say shit, by the time I get the love I was asking for, I'm paraphrasing shit. By the time I get the love I was asking for, I'm not even gonna want it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, so, and I know that. And I know
I feel that.
On a realistic level, I most likely, even if I don't see it, I have all the love I need already. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm at a point where I've been blessed enough to have like highlight moments and shit. And I've damn near checked off my bucket list.
Yeah.
Before it even got cracking. Like I said, I ain't even had my first song spent on the radio, but I didn't have sessions with this dude, that dude. I've been in that room.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
How like, that one time, like, there's that picture with Kanye. Were you really with Kanye that one time?
Oh, that's a true story.
That's crazy, man.
It's like, bro, I'll be ended up, like I said, my life is like a sitcom. I'll be ended up in these situations and it's just like.
That's great. Love it.
How did this even occur? But it's just confirmation. Like, when you end up in a room, you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
That's what that means. You know what I mean? We in a room jamming out to my shit, and he's like, yep, that's tight. You know what I mean?
That's hard.
You know? When you end up in a room, you never question it.
Yeah.
Never question it. Like, I fucking dropped freestyle with fucking Snoop Dogg on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. How'd you get the Snoop Dogg look?
Like, it was just literally organic. Like, just being from Long Beach. I got loved ones who were tapped in with him and shit. And then,
gotcha. Yeah.
I guess like literally, so be it, the algorithms worked in my favor and shit. And Rainy Days appeared across the timeline.
Oh, and, what?
Yeah. And lo and behold, it was me, and he reached out on some just real nigga shit. And I always salute Snoop for this.
That's
because he didn't even have to do that, because he reached out on some real nigga shit. And at first it was just, we had chopped it up, gave words of wisdom, but he actually like recorded himself doing it and shit. Went to ask him out, which you didn't have to do. You know what I mean? And I actually got some face value off of it, which is pretty sweet. And I'm the type of dude don't even be doing shit for clout.
Yeah, he was shouting you out. It's just like,
it's
what
like,
the
man,
fuck?
This is crazy. This is dude from my city. This is dude from my city. Like, even if you're not even from Long Beach, bro, this is like,
yeah.
What
definitely
the God, bro? This nigga done exchanged verses with Tupac and
dog
shit.
father.
Like, the dog father himself. Like, talk about, this kid is sick. Check him out, man.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Just stay humble and do your thing.
Also, like, I think one time I seen, like, Yes, Jules was bumping your shit. Like, did she just randomly see your shit too? Like some Spotify shit or some Apple shit or some crazy shit like that?
You just got to, I feel like, with music is the only thing where you can find yourself at the right place at the right time.
Right.
At all times. At all times.
Yeah.
You literally, if you don't stop talking about it, people won't forget. That's why I've been Quincy Beats.
Yeah.
You gotta be Quincy Beats. When people see me, you know what they want to call me? Instead of just Quincy, they want to call me Quincy Beats because Quincy and Beats go together now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when people see me, automatically they think of music. He trying to do music, or he want to be on some music shit right now.
Right.
Or, Quincy gonna play some song that's so crazy right now. You know what I mean? And I 9 times out of 10, I'm just there to kick it. You know what I mean? But you gotta,
like
you know
that.
what I mean? So when I introduce myself, like, it's subconscious when I introduce myself to people, and that's why I picked a name that's so, like, generic. Literally, I didn't know this until, like, afterwards, until I started, like, getting placement shit. It was like, oh, man, that's kind of sick, because, like, I have a name that's so generic. I'm not, like, DJ this or that. But it's not as generic as DJ this or that or MC so-and-so or
whatever, yeah.
Who gives a fuck on the beat? You know what I mean? I'm literally my first name and what I make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Quincy and Beats. It's so like straight to the point.
For them to understand. Easy for them
and
to
it's
understand.
so subconscious that it sounds like you already heard it before somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's how I end up in all these rooms. I'd be like, hey, what's up? I'm Quincy Beats. They like, oh, what's up, Quincy Beats? Where do I know you from? Like, you don't know me from nowhere. I'm just Quincy Beats. It sounds like I'm somebody already. You know what I mean? That name has a life of its own.
That's
you know
great,
what I mean?
man. That's great.
I feel like that's the coolest part about it. It's just so subconscious. It's like, you hear a name and think it's some like allure behind it. Like, Quincy Beats, what beats? Which beat? You know what I mean? Like,
which beat?
Yeah. It's fucking, what's that quote? Nobody knows what it means. It's provocative. It's provocative, bro. It's real provocative, bro. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's crazy, man. That's super interesting.
Yeah, man. It's hilarious. Yeah. It's hilarious. But yeah, man, like, when I see people tapping in, it's just confirmation. Like, I don't do shit for validation. I do shit for confirmation. I feel that a lot of people should do it that way. And you'll see more doors open that way. It's like, you don't be cocky enough to be like, I feel like people's ego messed them up in a way that they don't realize that they're not as much the shit. Like, I said this to myself. Well, I thought about this. I said this to myself. But I thought about this earlier before even coming here. It's like, you only have the ego because you're the only person that sees the work that you put in. You know what I mean? You see 100% of the work that you put in. Yeah. So in your mind, you the shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you don't see how the 200% that Johnny doing over here. Yeah. And you don't see the 300% that Sally putting on over here. So, and because you don't see that, just put in 300% yourself, and then other people will start seeing that.
Yeah,
you know
definitely,
what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
And it's not, like I said, that's not validation. That's more so confirmation, because you have the belief in your abilities to do things. There's a difference between like being confident and having an ego. Like, your ego,
definitely, I would agree.
Your ego will lead you to do things, and time will tell where your intentions lie. But like, when you're actually moving in confirmation, like, man, I know I could get this done. I know I can achieve this. I don't know how, but I know it's tangible, and I know no matter if it happens now or if it happens 10 years from now, I'll be grateful when it happens. You keep pushing and keep trucking, something gonna happen. Something gonna fall in your lap. Something, whether big or small.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
And I'm a firm believer in that. And I just be trying to do shit that's like, I try to inspire like a kid like me. There's a kid right now, or there's kids, multiple kids right now in fucking little towns, you know what I mean, across the United States, that are gonna come up on my music and that are probably gonna run across this interview and be like, oh shit, the only thing that's separating me and him is time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the music industry is the only industry where giving knowledge or sharing knowledge is frowned upon because of ego. Like, in every other field, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, a basketball player, a fucking teacher, psychologist, or just a nigga that work at Walmart, people are gonna share knowledge with you. Oh, you did that wrong on the register. This is how you do that. You know what I mean? Oh, you gotta train certain years to become a doctor or some shit. Knowledge is constantly being spread. In the music industry, or just in music,
more like hidden,
or not even in, or just people who make music in general. Once they find out some shit that works for them, they'll clutch on to that shit.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, I don't want to tell nobody how. Let me hold on to this knowledge instead of spreading it for the next man and seeing what he can do with that, and maybe he may come back reversing and bless you with some new knowledge. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So would you say, like, for your style, it came from, like you were saying, like, that soul, like, and those influences, like, what else did it come from, too? Like,
definitely, like, just, like I said, like, being around my mom so much, and just, like, the type of music that we were listening to. Like, my dad my dad is from Chicago, so he listens to like, and he's from a certain era in Chicago, to where he's old enough to be like on board with hip hop and like old school hip hop and new school hip hop, like more so 90s hip hop, but he fuck with the new hip hop too here and there, like a lot of old dudes do. But he was also around in the era in Chicago where there was no hip hop. But they was on some fuck hip hop shit.
Mm-hmm.
When like Run DMC was like running the charts and like who else was out? Motherfucking Big Daddy Kane and Rakim was out, and they was killing it in other regions, but in Chicago they was like fuck hip hop. We got our own shit and it's house music.
Oh,
so
that's
he come from like the house music era. And that's what was big when he was a teenager. So I got a lot of that shit too. You know what I mean? And house music, they listen to, they clash a lot of shit. It was a lot of DJing and mixing and shit together. And what they generally like to mix together was damn near what I do now. They would mix like old 70s records with fast-paced beats. You know what I mean? They'll mix a fucking Teddy Pendergrass song, but just update it with some like fast beats and break drums. You know what I mean? To get the club dancing. Or mix a James Brown song with this song. So I used to, like, my dad has friends that are still DJs in Chicago, and they'll send them literal mix CDs and shit. And we listening we in the car listening to a fucking CD with 6-minute songs on it, 7-minute songs on it of just mixes. Of James Brown, and then it changed to some Teddy Pendergrass, and then it changed to some Lionel Richie, then it changed to like, and it's like, ooh, we grooving this shit. You know what I mean? And then in the same car ride, he'll throw on some Nipsey Hussle. In the same car ride, he'll throw on some fucking like D'Angelo. In the same car ride, he'll throw on some Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then
so you have that good, like, different palette of different things.
I feel like I was being groomed to be a producer as a kid. Because even flip that, when I hang out with my brother, at one point, by the time my brother got to high school, he stopped fucking with rap. Like, on some crazy shit. Like,
oh, really? What else was he fucking with? He was
on some rock shit.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
He didn't listen to rap unless it was, like, huge. Like
something mainstream.
The album had to be huge, like Graduation. The 50 Cent shit. You know what I mean? It had to be huge. The clips, it had to be big. Or anything produced by the Neptunes we listened to. And he listened to a bunch of rock shit. Like, motherfucking, it's funny because all these like rappers want to be rock stars and shit. I remember in the early 2000s that shit was not cool to be a black dude who's interested in rock. We was listening to motherfucking like Paramore. We was listening to shit like Panic at the Disco. We was listening to shit like I'd be in the car with him listening to shit like motherfucking
oh wow, yeah, like all that stuff
like
too.
All that shit. But in that same car ride, he'll throw on Mr. Me Too. You know what I mean? In the same car ride, he'll throw on You Can't Tell Me Nothing. This shit. You know what I mean? So I'm getting so much information.
A lot of influences, yeah.
In my like adolescence, this is pre-high school, pre-middle school shit. You know what I mean? I'm soaking this up all before then.
Yeah.
And watching TV and studying comedy and studying. You know what I mean? I always had my eyes glued on entertainment. That's why it's so funny that the focal point now, the destination that I picked is rapping.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I really could have chose to be anything within the entertainment field.
Right, right.
I believe, like, whatever I put my mind to, I could, the energy that I use to become a rapper and producer right now, I could have used that to become an actor or some shit. You know what I mean? It would be funny to see where that shit led me, and I could still do that. You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah. You still can. You still got time.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's dope, man. So, how has things been like different for you during like the pandemic shit? And are you planning on like putting out some more music now that like the pandemic's still going, obviously, but we're definitely deep up in this bitch.
Yeah, we deep up in this bitch. We are deep up in this bitch.
So it's like I think like for a while people weren't dropping shit, and then it's like fuck yeah, I guess shit's just fucking.
Yeah, time.
Life is going on, you know.
Yeah, time waits for no man.
Facts.
Time waits for no man.
Facts.
So it's like Yeah, man. I've been dealing with the pandemic just like everybody else. I've really been locked up in the house, and I'm content with it. I'm not like on a weirdo shit. Oh, I gotta get out. And,
Yeah, yeah, and like
I'm
really
content
feel
with
like
it
you gotta
because
go
it's like,
somewhere. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Once you get yourself a routine, that's when you're like, oh man, I could damn near never leave the house again.
Yeah, yeah, and you
Cause I
got
feel like I got
time to do stuff.
yeah, I
Yeah.
got shit to keep me sane. Like I could make beats from the
Right.
crib. You know what I mean? I could
Yep.
record a rap from the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
A lot of people don't got shit to keep them like
That's why
stable
people
during
go
the day.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree.
But I do plan on releasing music. I don't know when. I'm not gonna sit here and give people a date or talk about. Oh, I've been making the craziest music ever. Oh, I'm in such a creative vibe. Or this is gonna be the next project.
Right,
Because
right.
I don't know. I
That's
kind
cool, but
of,
you're still
I don't
working.
know. Yeah, I'm definitely still
Yeah,
working,
yeah.
and I don't know in the form of what. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm going to produce. I want to. Ideally, I want to produce tapes for other people.
Yeah.
Like do like 10-song tape for this dude, 5-song tape with this dude,
That's dope.
7-song tape with this dude, and not even get no bars off on it, just beats.
And you said you got like accolades for different ones. Like who else did you work with that you produced for?
It's really like it's not even like on a grand scale shit yet, but I've worked with Joey Fats. I've worked with the Rejects. I've worked with who else? I worked with No ID. That's I guess that's like grand scale shit. But I worked with No ID.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, those are
that's
the
all
people so
dope.
far.
Hell yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to get it popping. I'm trying to get it popping because I'm just like, I feel like there's no limit. Like, and that's why I'm so focused on producing. And that's the original plan. Like, I don't want to do this rap shit forever.
Yeah, yeah. It's just what you're doing, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of two factors. Because of my youth and because right now I'm low-key just interested in it. And because it's like, this is low-key my time right now to be doing it. So I gotta push forward.
Yeah.
I'm really just trying to capitalize off this moment because this is the first time in my career where I've created a moment for myself, and now I gotta keep the shit up.
Yes, yeah. Gotta keep it going.
You gotta keep it going. And like I said, I'm here to just drop knowledge on people, bro. Like, I'm a literal as an independent as an artist as possible.
I feel that. Yeah.
As literally independent, bro. You can go on my Instagram right now and click the contact button and literally give me a phone call if you wanted to, my nigga. Like, I'm my own manager, bro. I'm my own stylist, bro. I may even cut my own hair, bro. I make my own beats, bro. Like, I'm literally out here just doing it. Ain't nobody. It's really ain't nobody out here giving me guidance. Like, I'm not doing nothing different from nobody else. I'm just like, the only advice I could give you is really just make that shit look as fly as you can.
Yeah.
Like, if you can make it look, because bro, like we living in that's the thing that people aren't hip to, and because I've been into like movies and shit, I know that imagery is everything. And then we moved into such a fast pace, like way of life that literally images are everything.
Yeah,
you see a certain image and be like, oh, and then read the caption. Like, you know what I mean?
True.
The image gonna tell the story sometimes first before the video gonna tell the story first before you even read. You know what I mean? You could see a video, make up your mind of what the fuck happened, and then read what actually happened. Be like, oh,
definitely,
and then have to watch the video again. You know what I mean? Like oh shit. Yeah. Like, and that's how I feel it is. Like, I know that imagery is everything, so I've been able to finesse a certain image, and literally, the key to my image has been purely being myself.
Yeah.
And that is like the most rewarding shit of all time.
That's great.
That's why I feel like a lot of people fail.
They're trying to be something they're not or whatever it is.
I've literally always have been interested in the things that I'm interested in. You can you can call up my best friend from the first grade. I don't even know who I was friends with in the first grade. You can call people I went to elementary school with and be like, what was Quincy like when he was in third grade? Oh shit, I remember he was on stage doing some crazy shit. Or I remember we was on the playground, that nigga was dancing good as fuck. Or I remember we did this and this nigga was freestyling or some shit. I remember we was in class and that nigga was hilarious. Like, I've always been trying to get people attention.
Yeah.
All times. Didn't know that I just wanted to be an entertainer. Didn't know it was going to be rapping.
Entertainment factor.
Did not know it was going to be rapping. But yeah, I really pursued rapping hard after I seen like one of my close relatives go to jail and shit, and he used to be a rapper. So it was like when he went to jail, it was like shit. If he can't live out this dream, somebody in the family gonna have to live out this dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Give you more of that inspiration.
Most definitely. I will do certain shit from like time to time to like shed light on this situation and shit. It's crazy because, like, he's literally, like, one of my biggest inspirations, and I haven't even seen him since, like, before I even started making music. I was, like, in the 10th grade. I only started making music, tried to start impressing him, and then he went to jail that summer I started making music.
Oh, damn.
Like, yeah, and it's crazy that, like, now we're in a whole, like a whole woke-ass, like, era and shit where people are like looking into injustices and shit, and I literally have a family member that's in jail on a literal injustice and shit. Like, he was a part, I'm not even gonna get in detail of how the crime, but he was a part of something and he didn't commit it, and the person that actually committed the crime wrote the judge a letter like, hey, this guy's wrongly in prison, I'm the criminal, and he's still in jail.
No way, they still haven't done anything? That's crazy.
Nothing.
That's fucking crazy.
Nothing. And he was a rapper. And when I say he was rapping, he was the first person I ever seen doing shows. Like, this is like, bro, 2010 shit.
Damn, that's
09 shit. Like, he was doing shows in 09, bro. Like, bro, you can go back, put my right hand on the Bible. You can go back to J. Cole's The Warm-Up tape. He got a verse off on the warm-up. On God. Oh God, you know what I mean?
No way.
He had pictures of in the club with him the day that him and Chris Paul, the day Chris Paul got signed to the Clippers and shit. He was in the club with Chris Paul and shit. This is like back in the day and shit. You know what I mean? And he was just about to make his mark. This is like during the blog era, during like the Stolly and like
the early 2010s.
Yeah, the Big Crit era. Like, he was about to get on the early J. Cole. That was like my favorite era, the Big Sean era.
That's
like,
really
he was
like
about to get on during that time and shit.
Love that era, man. Yeah.
And made one false step in.
Damn.
He was a huge sneakerhead, taught me about all the sneakers to wear and shit. Like, if you go back and watch the Rainy Days video, and that's why I wear the shoes so much. The Aqua 8s are his favorite shoes. So, he can't wear them shits no more because, you know, he's in jail. So, I'll wear them shits because he can't rock them.
Yo, free him. Hopefully we can get him out, man. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Man, when you, like, do you always produce, like, everything on your projects?
9 times.
Or do you sometimes, like, work with other people where you get on someone else's beat? Like, rap on someone else's beat?
Out of my catalog, there's only... Now, because of the freestyle I dropped today, there's only 2 songs in my catalog where I'm rapping over somebody else's beat, and there's only 1 co-production in my catalog, and that would be on the song, and that would be on the latest project too, because I thought, like, and that was something I drew from other producers. It was like, you can't stay stagnant, and I be forgetting that, like, even though I do make my own shit and I think it's dope, and I know other people think it's dope, other people also make dope shit too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop being a dickhead, go work with these people, you know what I mean? Do what you say you're gonna do. People have told me, man, let's work together, but we just like sitting and wasting time and shit, you know what I mean? Letting X amount of time go by, we ain't sitting doing nothing together. We in our own bubbles and shit. Right. So I was like, hey, fuck it, let me reach out. So, ironically, like I said, bro, I'm living in a sitcom. I could tell stories that's gonna sound fake, but bro, this shit was all written, and I'm just telling you how this shit really happened, bro. So the night of the fucking lightning in a bottle shit, I'm sitting. This is how I got my only beat that I never rapped, that I didn't make, but that I rapped on that I didn't make, if that makes sense. But anyways, we're at the lightning in the bottle shit release party, And this is pre that. So the DJ that night was Chris Franchise, and he produces as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to high school together. We graduated the same year and shit. And he produces locally and shit. And he got some like big shit popping right now under his name. And he DJs or was DJing at a club. And he's really doing this shit. Chris Franchise, you should look him up. If you need production,
shout out to him.
Hit up Chris Franchise. He's the shit. Really stand up guy. I love that dude. What's that called? But yeah, he DJ'd for my event free of charge. I'm like, thank you, man. He's like, you know what I mean? We got love.
Hell
we go
yeah.
back. You know what I mean? I'll rock with you. I'm like, for sure. Mind you, I hit him up to do it last minute, like a motherfucker, bro. Last minute, just like probably like 2 to 3 days before, but just off of love and respect, we did it. And I remember sitting before we really got into it, before anybody had pulled up, because it was kind of like a pop-up event during the day. So we were just chilling, listening to music, and he sat down next to me. He's like, man, we started talking about some goals. And mind you, I'm releasing a project, so I'm just getting the idea off. I'm like, man, I'm sitting in one of my goals at the moment and shit. So I'm like soaking all this shit in. He's like, man, I want to get more placements. I want to work with X, Y, and Z, and I want to work. Man, I was like, man, I just produced this whole project, man. I might need help with the next shit. And we shook each other up like on some goofy shit. Like, oh, yeah, that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then in turn, when I start making this project, I'm like, yo, I need some beats. And literally, that was the second to last song recorded on the album. That was supposed to be the last.
Yeah.
Like, I had the idea, like, man, I could talk, man, just to go into the project, I had the idea of doing, because I don't, like, the Grammys consider your own the eligibility upon 7 songs, and they all have to be they all have to come out to a certain length. It's like around 19 minutes. It's close to 20 minutes. Like, it's either 20 minutes or close to 20 minutes, like 19 20 28 1957 is the cutoff, but it has to be within like the 20-minute mark for them to consider eligibility for you to, you know, get a Grammy, or you to either send in your album to be considered to be nominated for a Grammy. So I always go in with the mindset of, I want to win a Grammy, whether I'm there or not. So I always make my shits like seven songs. So I was going in with this project, and I was like, all right, I naturally want one from Chris Franchise, and he sent me a few beats. He sent me a batch of beats that was fire. I was like, these is cool, but I really don't know where to take them. And then I was like, man, maybe you should Yung.Wav and do this to it, da-da-da. And then he sent me back the Do You Wanna Be? And I was like, perfect. Gassed that, sent it back to him the same day. He was like, oh, shit. Right? So, like, that was literally the fastest song I recorded. That's, mind you, I already had Top of the World. I already had Rainy Days. I believe I had Great Escape. I had all the songs. That was the 6th song I recorded. Now I gotta make it to song 7. I don't have song 7. I'm searching for song 7. I'm just searching, really searching. I'm trying to draw from inspiration. I'm trying to listen to my old shit. I'm trying new things out. I'm like, I feel like pre this project, I never went in with the intentions of making a project. Mm-hmm. Everything that I put out as a project, i.e.,
it was just different music. You were making different songs. You were
it was only different songs I was fucking with during that time that ended up sounding kind of cohesive together. Yeah. But this one, it was like, shit, I got these 5 songs that sound. I got these 2 songs that have this weird, that have this certain energy about it, that turned into 4, that turned into 5. Oh shit, I got an album on my hands. Got 6 with the help of somebody else. I really got 4 with the help of somebody else, because Vinny, shout out to Nice Guy Vinny, the God, he put me onto a lot of shit. Really the plug in Long Beach, the best DJ in Long Beach, hands down, bar none. I'm sorry to whoever, but yeah, he helped me produce Hard Work. But what's that called?
Keep going. I'm just grabbing the
charger. I don't even know where I was going. Fucking yeah. But yeah, searching for song 7, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy as fuck. So literally, the last song that was recorded came through in the form of an interlude. So the interlude was the last song recorded, it's crazy because that beat is such a minimalistic beat the way it is now, but that beat was really jazzed up when I made it. I really like dressed it up with like,
really?
yeah, with like drums and like a thick ass bass line and shit. And then it was sped up. It was in a different pitch and shit. And then I stripped it back. That was just when it was an instrumental. Then I stripped it back and then just chopped up the sample and just left it as that loop kind of feel, that like fucking Mad Lib ass feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, this fits way better. It made it more sinister. I slowed it down, pitched it down, and shit made it way more sinister. That just gave it that grimy ass feel, like that old, just like Wu-Tang type feel to it. So after that, I was like, okay, I got a beat. But I don't think I could rap over this beat. So I sent that beat, literally, text that beat to Dell. And I had a studio session the next day because I was finishing Top of the World. Mind you, I released Top of the World literally at the beginning.
Can you just put that?
Yeah, go for it. Yep. We live. We are live.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Anyway.
Yeah, my bad. Keep going.
But yeah, I released Top of the World at the top of the year. Like, real shit. Probably, like, this year has been so long, people probably don't even remember that. Like, I came out of last year wanting to release a project, but this year has been so topsy-turvy to even get the escape plan out was, like, such a hard labor. Like, even if you could recall, the album came, like, 2 weeks late. Even on top of that, like, even if you could recall those, like, minor details, the shit still dropped, like, 2 weeks late. And it dropped on SoundCloud first and wasn't everywhere. And then it dropped on Spotify. And then it still wasn't everywhere and shit for, like...
remember what was happening with that?
It was on Spotify for, like, a full month.
Yeah,
and it wasn't nowhere else. Like, but yeah, like, even pre that, like, I came into this year wanting to release a project. Yeah. So I did Top of the World, but it was all me on there. It was literally just me and Dell. And it was me singing the hook, too. I got this shit on my phone. Exclusives. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. I'll insert it. It may be on my SoundCloud. I just got it, like, privated, so only I hear it. But Top of the World, like, I'm trying to really paint the picture of how I got this, like, 7th song.
The number of completion?
7 is the number of completion. You know what I mean? Even if you're not spiritual, if you're not religious, you know, in the text, in the Bible, you know what I mean? God created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. You know what he did on the 7th day? He rested. Yeah. You know what I mean? You get to number 7 and you like, you good. You good. But yeah, this is how when I first released Top of the World, it was like this. It had different samples, different verses, different verse, and different singing. It was me singing the hook.
Oh, you got some auto-tune on there too?
Yeah, and even the hook. Like, I wrote that whole, like, bridge at the end.
Yeah.
That was me. But yeah, like, I wrote all that shit, and I came in and had Keelan do it. Shout out to Keelan. If you ever need some singing done, call Keelan. She would kill that shit. Even if you don't want no singing done. If you trying to listen to some fire R&B music, listen to Keelan shit, because she is the shit. Most talented R&B artist I've ever met. So far. Most definitely. But yeah, she came to the studio, and I guess her and Dell were, like, on the phone with each other beforehand. And like, mind you, she recorded the Top of the World vocals and shit and finished it. Mind you, I only have, like, 17 minutes left in the session before I have to end the session and jet off. Dell is on his way, unbeknownst to me. Pulls up to the studio and goes, "Hey, man, that beat you sent me yesterday, I got something for it."
Oh, that's dope.
I'm like, oh shit. So that's the don't be afraid. Do. So he goes in on the interlude shit, and then he goes in and just blacks out and kills that whole verse. So he gets out, we listen to, like, ooh, this shit crazy, this shit crazy. Mind you, I only got 6 songs. They turned to me, they're like, so what you finna do on it? I'm like, fuck. Literally go in the booth, and I literally, honest to God, you can ask Keelan, you can ask Dale. I went in the booth with nothing in mind and came out with that verse.
Oh, that's hard.
Just one
It
took
just
it.
came to you.
Just came. It just fell out the sky. It came out with the verse, and that was like
Hell
one of the
yeah.
craziest verses on the project.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, I was just talking some real grimy hip hop shit, like. And that's the thing, is like you can authentically be yourself, like even like you don't have to put on this like image. You could authentically be yourself. Shit that you find interesting, you could literally rap about and make it whatever you want to make it. And that's where I feel like I have the advantage, because I rap about regular shit. Like I rap about regular person shit. I rap about, fucking I rap for average human beings. Like, it may sound like I'm flexing in my songs, but I'm flexing like regular shit. Like,
Right.
like the song Hard Work is literally me rapping, me literally glamorizing working hard at a 9 to 5 and only being able to afford to take a girl out to the movies and explaining to her that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That this is hard work, you know what I mean? Like, I worked hard just to even take you to the movies. Like, but yeah, man. That shit is fire. That shit is fire. Just getting everything done and trying to like piece everything together is definitely very, very fun.
That's dope, man. My bad, G.
Shit died
some
on you.
memory.
I had to,
we
I
got
had
some
to edit
good
some
shit.
shit. Write the song in reverse. Just really like repetition. Like I'll come up with the beat, ride to it, vibe to it on my way to work, on my way home. Freestyle. Get takes of me freestyling that shit and turn them freestyles into songs.
That's an interesting process, bro.
Yeah.
My bad, y'all. We be having some video technical difficulties, but we back.
But yeah, I really treat it like I treat my music like, and it's crazy because only I get to experience it from this POV. But like I'll literally conceptually come up with the beat and then ride out to the song every day, like with that beat just like on a loop, or just with like a few beats on a loop, and just rap to them every day. Get a couple takes of them, or just rap to them at the crib. Get a couple takes of that, and just merge that together. Merge whatever I was in. This beat brought this out of me at this time, and that same beat brought this out of me at that time. But if I clashed them to ideas or where I was due directions I was going into, add them shits together and see what comes out of that. So it's really just like spitballing ideas and a lot of just repetition and trying to remember shit. Like, oh shit, I forgot to record that one line. Or damn, I thought of some dope shit earlier and I totally forgot to record
when
it.
you're like freestyling on the shit.
Yeah, man, I'll forget so much fucking shit, but it's like that spontaneity is what comes up with the best shit. Like, I feel like I'm away from my equipment when I think of my best rhymes or when I think of my craziest ideas. That's when I feel like I'm the most creative when I'm not in a creative space, but when I'm in a creative space, I can definitely turn on the magic, for sure. But yeah, man, that's what it's all about. That's what the fuck it's all about. It's just being able to maximize on your potential, being able to see your dream through. When I was
I like that.
when I played basketball, it was all about if you missed, you follow your shot. You always follow your shot, even when you miss the ball. That's the main thing. I told somebody earlier today, it's like, when you think of LeBron, you do not think of him missing the ball. When you think of Michael Jordan, you do not think of Michael Jordan missing the ball. But do you know how many times Michael Jordan missed? thousands, hundreds of thousands probably. But when he fucking dunked it super crazy and jammed it up and hit that 3-pointer and shrugged away, that's all you think about because that's all that really matters. But when you fucking follow your shot, you gotta just see your shit through. Even if that shit, even if you put your heart and soul into some shit and that shit fucking airball.
Yeah, yeah.
That next shit better be a fucking windmill. That next shit at least better be a fucking finger roll. You know what I mean? At least. You know what I mean? If you airball the 3, come back at least with an offensive move on their ass. You know what I mean? Always be able to never hold yourself pigeonhole. Always learn from whatever the fuck you did, because there's certain things that I feel like I didn't do right. I feel like I had false steps or missteps in my shit, and other people may not even view them as that. Yeah. Other people may, you know what I mean. That's what keeps me going. Is that my fucking
learning all those lessons and everything.
It is funny because my thing in life is like, I used to be so caught up on what people thinking, what other people thought of me, that it was like, it used to eat me. Then I used to just be so like
focused on
the negative and focused on what other people thought, what other people may say, what other people might think. And I just like thought to myself, and I snapped out of it like, bro, fuck what other people think, because people don't fucking think. Like, people don't even think for themselves. You got whole motherfuckers dressed up like somebody else. You got whole motherfuckers eating Travis Scott burgers and shit when they could have always just went and got a regular motherfucking quarter pounder and said, hey, add 3 motherfucking bacon strips to it. Because that's what they supposed to do at McDonald's. Like, if I go to McDonald's right now, I could tell them motherfuckers, hey, I want a double cheeseburger, but put mac sauce on it. And they'll do that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, just because somebody told them to do something, they'll do it. So I know that people are real impressionable and real gullible. So instead of being a person that's impressionable, I may do some impressing. I'm about to do some impressing. I fuck it. I was already an influential dude as a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
and
like
entertaining and everything.
You know what I mean? I seen my effect on adults when I was a kid. I had adults coming up to me like, man, you gonna be something one day. And I'm gonna prove them right. Like, I had motherfuckers telling me, man, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, you gonna shoot for the moon, you gonna reach for the stars. And like when I grew, and that's why I go through life with such a positive outlook, and that's why all the shit I do be so like bright and upbeat and like so happy and humorous. Cause I didn't grow up, even like I had human experiences. I've been through trials and tribulations. I've seen the hood. I've seen family struggles. I've seen my mama go through it, my daddy go through it. But what the fuck am I going? Why the fuck would I capitalize off of rapping about that shit? That don't even sound fun to me. You know what I mean? I rap,
and you're about having a good time.
I rap literally to have fun. When I grew up, it was like, I don't know how everybody else grew up, but I'm fortunate enough to where I grew up where it was all positivity and love, and people knew that there was a light in me. You know what I mean? So I was just letting my light shine, and people used to tell me, man, you shining. So I'm going to just keep shining. Like, that's all I can do. And I hope that my light rubs off on you and helps to light your light. You know what I mean? Helps to light your light hotter than it's ever been, or light your light up a little hotter than it was. You know what I mean? Because everybody got something that they can do. Good as fuck. Whether it's minuscule and there's no such thing as minuscule on a large scale, because bro, you could take out the garbage. If all the garbage men today stopped, it would be fucked up, bro. It would be fucked up. So no job is small. Even if a janitor's at the school took a strike, them bathrooms would be fucked up. So there's no job bigger or smaller. It's just about maximizing what you got your hands on, where you at, bro. It's like, whatever what you doing, if you ain't doing that shit 100, you not doing that shit for real. You're really not doing that shit for real. And it's crazy because I be in positions where, man, I be bullshitting, but like, even if I'm in the studio and I gotta get up and spit a whack verse, I'm gonna do that shit. You know why? Because I attempt, even if a motherfucker throwing a beat and everybody is like, oh man, I'm not feeling this, I'm not finna do it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take a crack at it. I'm gonna rap on the mic, have everybody in the room tell me, man, that shit is whack. But I'm gonna be the motherfucker
You're not
that's
afraid
like,
of the
shit,
criticism,
I took a swing and it was a miss. Fuck it.
Just keep
y'all
going.
Y'all didn't even try.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the mentality I got, man. Like, I just want everybody to be 100% the full version of themselves. I love seeing people. There's nothing that excites me more than seeing other people do amazing shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh definitely. Shit. Because, like, because I know it's some fucking, man, negative Nancy's out there. And some, like, petty Pauls, bro. That just want to, like, they just feed into the negative energy. And it's like, sure. Man, and it be subconscious. That'd be the sad part about it is, like, you not even trying to be a hater, bro. It's like, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing but be a hater. You had no other choice because, like, you can't see nothing better, nothing great in your situation. You know what I mean? It be dudes that I see from a distance who I think, man, them niggas is winning. Man, what can I do to, try to be like them? You know what I mean? Maybe I can learn something from them. They can learn something from me. Game's so crazy, but I love seeing people go crazy in their own worlds. Because we all have our own POVs. We're all the first person shooter in our RPG game. So we all literally have to literally create your own world and be the king of that shit while you have the opportunity at wherever phase you in. Because you live long enough in this life, you stick around on this earth long enough, you're going to go through different phases. Yeah. But whatever that phase is, be the shit in that phase. Exactly. Like, man, when I was working security, I was the shit when I was working security. When I worked at fucking... when I worked at Foot Locker, there wasn't a pair of shoes I didn't have. You know what I mean? I was on their ass. You know what I mean? Like... Wherever you are, whatever your hustle is, whatever you doing in life, do that shit 100, bro. Even when I was working at Smart and Final, they told me when you in the parking lot, you pushing the carts in. In California, they tell you can only push in 8 carts in at a time. I'm like, fuck that. I'm Quincy. Bitch, I'm pushing in 16 because they get the job done faster. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. I'm not staying in the parking lot for 30 minutes pushing in 8 carts at a time. I'm pushing in double the limit because I want to go inside. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta do shit. I
like that. Yeah, I agree, man. 100%.
Play by your own rules.
Definitely.
But play it safe. Play it safe and play dirty.
One thing I want to ask too before we get out of here is like what it inspires you to create other than what you've already talked about, with all your different, musical influences, but like are there other things that inspire you to create every day? Like, like what are there some days you're like just chilling, like I'm not like inspired to do some shit
bro, you know what I mean? Those days are more often than I would want. 9 times out of 10 I go through creative like spurts of energy, and I feel like I be in real creative modes. Like I'm not gonna lie, I try to perfect my craft every day. Like I'll sit there and there's not one day that I don't open up Logic. There's not a day go by where I don't open up Logic. And like if you call yourself Quincy Beats, bitch, you better be making a beat. Like, so you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but whether I make some bullshit or not, I'm trying to attempt to make some shit. You know what I mean? Whether something come from me sitting down or not, I try to attempt. But there do be days where I'm like, I have no creative output or I don't feel like doing it and I don't do it. There'll be weeks that go by where I don't do it. There may be a month that go by where I don't write a rap. You know what I mean? So like, and sometimes you gotta take the breaks off just for your mental. It's like you not a fucking workhorse. You know what I mean? You have to take breaks. You gotta go live, and I feel like that's where all my raps come from, and that's why it be taking like 6 months. That's why you don't be getting singles from me, cause I don't cook up like that. Like I live like rapping wise, I don't cook up like that. I know a lot of people could just make 80 songs one night. it may take me fucking 9 months, 12 months just to make those 7 songs that I made. Just because I'm so meticulous about everything I want to put into it. Does that sample make sense with the reference I'm making? Does this line make sense to that line? Does this sound good? Does this mix even sound good? Does song number one sound good coming after this song? Does it sound good does it sound good forward? Does it sound good backwards? How does it sound on shuffle? You know what I mean? Like, I'm making sure everything sounds good, so I'll be like real meticulous. So that shit takes a lot of time, and being in a position to do that, I know that it takes a lot of energy to be exerted into doing that, and sometimes I don't be having the energy to fucking do that.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that.
To be quite honest, but it is fun and it is a joy to do those things. And with that being said, like, man, I'm more than ready and willing to work with those artists who do cook up fast as fuck. Because boy, do I have beats for your ass. Like, and I'm not like, I hate, like, just workflow wise, I hate just sending beats out, and that's why you don't be hearing like a bulk of my shit out. So I rather just pull up and just create and just see where we go from there. Like, I'm more on that vibe, or just shit. You send a loop of what you already started, and I'll definitely alley-oop that shit. I definitely know where to take you. I know where you want to go. Trust me. I'm confident in that shit. I know where you want to go. I'll take you there. Like, yeah. Like, I'm a good team player. And
that's good. That's why, you can kind of merge your vision. Like, definitely, because you're a producer, so you understand how to like produce and like work with other people to make it better. Most like definitely. Make something. Create something bigger.
Most definitely. And yeah, another thing that helps me to the question was what inspires me. A lot of shit inspires me, but what really mostly inspires me is like, it's definitely my family. I know I talked about them a lot in this interview, but yeah, like my family, and just seeing the reactions. I like seeing the people, like just outside of my family, just people in general. I feel like I'm pulling the greatest, like, bro, I am pulling the greatest, like, joke over on society that society has ever seen. I'm literally sitting here doing what I love to do, and I'm fully content, and people are actually like, what are you gonna do next? How are you gonna enjoy yourself next? Yeah. You know what I mean? Enjoy. We love to see you enjoy yourself. Go enjoy yourself. Boy, enjoy yourself. I'm like, yeah. Wow, okay, man. Like, I know that it makes certain people's day. Like, man, like, if I drop a song, somebody would be like, oh shit, Quincy dropped a song today. Let's listen to what he got to say. Or, oh man, that nigga Quincy did some crazy shit. You know what I mean? That certain shit like that will make somebody day. Yeah. Like, just that, like, having that reaction is dope to me, because I'm like, man, I'm just trying to do, like, I'm just trying to impress myself.
Creating some stuff, yeah. You know expressing yourself.
And the fact that I have people that are interested enough at this stage, because I feel like I have like a little cult following that's in touch with me. It may not be the biggest following, and it's not the biggest following yet for a reason, because you guys are special. You guys are special. You guys are able. You guys, like, 6-8 years from now, are gonna be able to tell the millions of people that's on the music that y'all heard it first. You know what I mean? But yeah, but like, it's hilarious. Like when I see people use my lyrics as captions, or I see people playing my songs on their stories. It's like, man, that's dope. They really have me in mind. I'm part of their thread. I'm like Nike. I'm like the clothes that they wear almost. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like fucking Meek Mill now. You know what I mean?
You're another brand.
Not like I'm Meek Mill now, but like, I'm part of your playlist now. Thank you. I'm appreciative of that. And for that, I have to give you the best that I can give you. I won't settle for less. I won't. I owe it to myself, and I owe it to you. I know how hard I can go, so I'm gonna try to go harder. And that's another thing with creation. I don't have no competition but me. Yeah, yeah. And that's why my shit sound like my shit do. Like, literally, I came into the game like with my own vision of how I wanted shit to sound. Like, I want my shit to be reminiscent. I want my shit to like I tell you, I be thinking of bars like as I speak, but I want my shit to be reminiscent of something you've never heard before.
Yeah.
I want it to be so familiar that you like, damn, this shit is completely original.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, like, damn, he sound like, but he's saying shit I never heard before. So he don't sound like. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, this kind of feel like, or this is influenced by, but this is kind of nothing like what, you know what I mean? It's like people be so influenced by who they look up to that they become like replicas of that. But
that is
I
so
want to
true.
be
That's
so
true.
influenced. I be so influenced to people that I be like, man, like I'll be so influenced by Jay-Z shit. I'll be like, how do I out rap 98 Jay-Z? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how do I out rap?
But in your
Black
own way
Album?
too.
Yeah, in my own way. It's like, okay, he did like this, and since he laid, no pun intended, since he laid this blueprint for me, I'm gonna try to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta build, you gotta be influenced by shit. It's not about where you take it from. It's about how far you take it to. It's like, where did I take this shit to?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you could make Pierre Bourne type beats, but if you don't add that little sauce that you got in it, where is it gonna go?
Right,
you can make a Timbaland type beat, but if you don't create a song on it that sound like you on top of it, where does that go? You could use the Young Thug flow, but if you're not rapping about where
what you're doing, it's just doing, like you're another copy of someone, another clone.
You're another clone.
Facts.
Like there's not, and I learned this from a fucking old Usher interview. He said, bro, that shit was a fucking bar. He said, it's nothing new under the sun except for your perspective.
Yep.
Nothing new under the sun. There's millions of people that rap. Millions of people that rap.
Yep.
But then again, there are millions of people rapping about the same thing.
Very, very
Don't
true.
be one of those millions of people that rapping about the same thing.
Exactly.
Because there's millions of people that rap about the same thing, but those millions of people are a million different people when you break it down. So if you're a different person, you live in a different perspective. You live in a different
whole life. Different world.
You know what I mean? A whole different world.
And if you can express that, then
that, then you're special.
Yeah, exactly.
And we love. I always, like I said, my pops was a big superhero fan. So I was a big music fan, but being that my dad was a superhero fan, we both have like them strong similarities of how he looks at like Bruce Banner, looks at Peter Parker and their origin stories. I look at rappers' origin stories and be like, damn, that's what created the superhero. You know what I mean? J. Cole was this kid who wanted to play basketball and went to college.
And you see how they formulate into their persona of what they created.
50 Cent was the drug dealer dude, got shot 9 times. And Jay-Z was the business savvy drug dealer and became the, you know what I mean? It's like, you have you have to embrace your come up. I walk in my come up as if I already have the red carpet rolled out for me, because when I have the red carpet rolled out for me, I want it to still feel like the come up, because I want to have that fire still there.
Yeah.
That's why I treat everything like it's on a level and make it look like I'm doing some shit, because by the time I'm doing some shit, it's not going to be a surprise to you that I'm actually doing some shit now. Because you seen me try, you know what I mean? Y'all seen me when I was just trying to do some shit. You know what I mean? Now when I'm actually doing some shit, it's like, that's what he's supposed to be doing. Yep.
I like that, man. Well, hell yeah, man. Bro, it was great having you, bro. I feel like we could keep going on and on, but I know I gotta cut it off at some point.
Yeah, I can keep talking
hell
bullshit.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Yes,
appreciate you coming through, man. Representing Long Beach, man. Quincy Beats.
OBC.
Fucking, we gotta do this again for sure soon.
Out.
Definitely, and fucking, yeah, man. We gotta blaze it up again, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yes, sir. All right, this is why we create. My man Quincy Beats. Let's get it.